What's like your advice to a guy who's whatever? He could be coming out of university or in his 30s, but he's like looking for a little direction. How do you start off, get centered to become successful? Get money, get bitches. Like what would you tell them?
I can answer that question in so many different ways. There's like 10 different answers I can give. But I think truthfully, in the world we're living in now, I use this analogy a lot. Maybe I overuse it, but you need to find a way to some degree to escape the matrix. And I say the matrix because the matrix, the way it is designed.
And you're not just talking shit because you've actually done that.
I've escaped the matrix.
Yeah.
I've literally escaped the matrix in nearly every form. So any form of oppression no longer applies to me. I can't be canceled. No, I can say what I want. My finances are secure. I've escaped the matrix. And when I talk about the matrix, it primarily applies to men because men are the backbone of the slave force. We always have been and always will be. And unfortunately now, if you're a law-abiding man inside the matrix, your future and the life that is laid out for you is nothing but depressing. You're going to go to school. You're going to get in debt. You're going to get a job. You're going to get a wife. Divorce is coming. You're going to lose the house eventually. Your job's shit. Inflation's outpacing your wages. You're going to work. No one's going to appreciate it. Now you're old and your life's over. That is the matrix for 99% of men. And you need to find a way to escape it. And I guess I was kind of fortunate from a young age. I always knew that the matrix was coming and that the system is designed to oppress. The people who make the rules do not make the rules for the benefit of us. They make the rules for the benefit of the people who make the rules. And I knew that. And I think every person intrinsically knows that. Like if it's 4 a.m. and you're sitting in a gas station and a Lambo pulls up, you're probably thinking drug dealer or criminal. You're not thinking, oh, he definitely went to school. The system is absolutely broken. It's designed to oppress. And that the majority of people who stick to the rules are going to lose. I don't want to sit here on a podcast that goes out to this many people and encourage anyone to break the law in any form.
Of course.
But the idea of the law-abiding citizen has been decimated in real time. In the last 3 years ago, you could stand there and proudly say, I'm a law-abiding citizen. The last 2 years, if they have not taught you that being a law-abiding citizen is going to turn you nothing into a fucking experiment for Big Pharma, then you're an idiot. You can no longer obey the law. And I'm not saying you have to break the law, but you need to find a way to do what the elites do, which is bend the law.
Yeah.
You can no longer sit there and go, I'm just going to follow the rules and it's going to be okay. No, it isn't. And if you're a man, it's your job to find a way to not be sticking to those rules enough to escape the matrix and become free. Because what's actually most crazy about this period of history is that it's actually the easiest time in human history to become rich. And the reason for that is because there's so many people inside the matrix being destroyed. Money has to go somewhere. I've made so much money during COVID is absolutely incredible, right?
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of people got lucky.
Look at the Romans. The Romans didn't have Google Maps. The Romans didn't know shit about fucking England or anywhere else. They just got a bunch of rocks, melted the rocks, made swords, and walked in random directions until they found someone and fucking killed them all and took all their chicks, made all their kids slaves, and just fucking conquered it. There was no reason to do that. That was just a natural human instinct. Let's fucking just go walk in this direction and kick some ass. That was the natural order of men. And I think to a degree, the happiest men I know are still living out that life in one form or another. Either they're trying to create something, like you've got this podcast trying to create something, or they're in the office slaving away trying to get rich, or they're in the kickboxing gym trying to fucking win fights. The happiest men have still got that drive and that goal to conquer the world one way or another. And the most unhappy men are the men who don't have that goal because they're told it's wrong to think that way. It's wrong to try and conquer. No, it's not. Humans, and especially males, since the dawn of human time, have been programmed to conquer the world. This is all we've ever done, and this is why I was so obsessed with kickboxing. This is why I'm so obsessed with money. Before I had any money, I thought $1 million was a lot of money. As soon as you get $1 million, you realize it's fucking nothing. Then you get 10 and you go, okay, that's a bit, but there's boats out there that cost 500. I can't afford one of them. If you want to really conquer the world, you need more and more and more. This is the natural instinct of men. So I think being in tune with these instincts is extremely important. I want to have a loving woman who only adores me and have children with her while I'm still fucking other girls. And I want to conquer the world. I want to have lots of money. I want to be the biggest, strongest guy in the room. And I want to have the fastest car. I want the biggest house. If you're normal and you accept these things, even if you don't have them, at least you know what you want. It's only when you're living a life where you're telling yourself, this is wrong. I shouldn't want that. That's wrong. No, I shouldn't want that. I should want a woman and we're 50-50 and all this bullshit. This is the reason the whole generation is so confused because everyone's just lost their way. I've never lost my way. I've always known instinctually what I wanted as a man. I've always stayed on that path, and that's why I got it. And I think it's really that simple for a man. If you really want it, go get it. And that's what I believe. And I think if you're in tune with your evolutionary history, the way you're designed to be, it's impossible to be sad. And that's my overall view of life. Okay, so I'll tell everyone right here, right now, how to get fucking rich. I'm gonna tell you how to get rich. If you're a scientist, you never ever wake up, go into the lab, pour the right chemicals, and fix the problem. That doesn't happen. You go into the lab, you try some shit, it fucks up. You try some new shit, it fucks up, and you keep fucking around until something kind of works. Penicillin was a mold
that grew on accident on top of an old experiment. And the dude goes, what's this mold? Oh, it's penicillin. Before you know it, you have antibiotics. So mistakes, eventually something goes well. So I say this to people, look, how many ways have you tried to earn money? You earn money X way. How many other ways have you tried? Because you need to try a whole ton of ways, and you got to make a bunch of mistakes like a scientist does to find the thing that works. And everyone's heard this before, right? And then they'll say they have two hurdles to doing that. One, they're lazy. And two, they'll say, well, I have ideas, but I don't know how to start. Or I have ideas, but I need money to start. So then what you have to do, and this is one of the things I teach on CobraTate.com in my Hustlers University, is you have to look at your business ideas and your plans and find a way to remove the need for money to attempt them. So my philosophy on business is this. Any business in the world that could genuinely work without investment. People get this idea in their head. I need loads of money. Did you start 21 Colin with loads of money?
I started with $100.
Exactly. No one come along to you and gave you loads of money. So, and every single business I've tried, I will find a way to launch it for effectively free. And if it starts to make money, then maybe I'll put money in. Or then maybe I have some balance sheet. I can go to an investor and get money. But everyone has this idea they need money first. So I'll give you an example. So like I said, you want to try lots of different things. So let's say off the top of my head, you want to try a makeup brand. You're a woman, you want to try a makeup brand. So a woman will sit there. I've had people come to me and go, Andrew, I want to start a makeup brand. Okay. I need 200 grand. Why? I need to get makeup, and I need to get labels. I need to get packaging, and I'm going to get it all shipped in, and then I'm going to sell some, blah, blah. That is the wrong way to look at a business. Here's how you start a makeup brand. I say, make a fucking website, get some images of makeup, do your advertising or your marketing or whatever you were going to do, put it on the internet without any makeup in stock, and see if you can sell. Because if you start to sell, now you have money. Now you can email each customer and say, sorry for the delay. There's a shipping delay. We're going to give you a free lip gloss. And now you got money coming in. You can start to source some makeup. If you don't sell anything, then the idea would have never worked in the first place. And you haven't wasted 200 grand on boxes of makeup.
Yeah.
Like you can start everything. Do you understand where I'm coming from? There's a way to start everything without throwing money down the drain.
This answers my next question was going to be, what's the litmus test you use to evaluate deals? Because I'm sure you have a lot of deals thrown at you all the time.
Every day. Every day.
It's really, I like what you're saying a lot, because you're saying if you can't start it for free, then you don't deserve any money anyway. You're going to blow it.
You're going to blow it.
They're trying to offload responsibility on you or an investor is what they're doing, I think.
That's exactly what they want to do. And they want a nice office, and they want to pay their personal bills, and they want to go to the office and feel like the big man with their investment. See, everyone has this idea now because tech companies raise billions and have no profit forever, and then turn into like a super billion trillion like TikTok and all this shit. That's not real world. You're not going to invent some TikTok app, okay? That's you have a better chance of winning the lottery. And in reality, if you have a good idea and it will make money, you can find a way to do it for effectively free, especially with an online business. I said this before. If you want to sell something online, do all the marketing you were going to do, get the website up, and see how many you sell. Worst case, you send the money back. But then you can come to me and say, look, I sold 400 of these. I didn't have the money to get them made, but I sold 400. If I had them made, I could have made this much profit. You can come at me with something instead of saying, I need $1 million and I want to get this shit made, and then I'm going to try and sell it. It's the wrong way around. So once you understand that no matter any business you can attempt with hard work and no money, then you get to do what a scientist did. Well, now I can try everything. And before you know it, something's going to stick and you're going to start making some money. It's really that simple. And I say this to people all the time, and they go, yeah. And then they go back to bed. Yeah. But that's the reality of it. And on CobraTate.com, I sell Hustlers University, which has 100 lessons. And what I've just told you is one of the lessons. But it's very, very simple. If you can approach entrepreneurship from that perspective, then you get to try a whole bunch of shit and you don't lose. I say this to people all the time. If you don't blow money, it's very hard to fuck up. Like you start a company and you don't blow your money. What's the worst that can happen? You close?
They don't want to face the risk of the failure and rejection, the emotional.
That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
but if you don't give a shit and you're just all about the money, then what's the worst that can happen if you don't blow money? Nothing bad can happen to you. Like literally nothing bad can happen. People just have this idea, well, if I only had 100 grand, I could. I'm like, listen, if you could do this idea of yours, you wouldn't need 100 grand to do it. I started Cam Girls with nothing. You start 21 Con with nothing. You speak to most people who started businesses, they started with nothing.
Yep.
Everyone has this It's the tech industry that's given everyone this dream of this seed investment garbage, and we'll operate at zero profit for 8 years, and then we're going to make money. Come on, it's the angry. Yeah. So, and this is the first thing about making money, and the second thing about making money is a very simple thing, man. People don't think about money. Like when I was broke, all I thought about was money. If I was in a coffee shop, I was sitting in the coffee shop with my coffee, and I was looking around at all the other people in the coffee shop. How many people are in here? Who bought cake? What's the average spend? How much is the rent here? How much is that member of staff? Do they sell sandwiches? No, they don't sell sandwiches. Why not? Oh, most of the people in here are men, businessmen. Why is the waitress not attractive? The waitress is a fat bitch. Why is that? If I was next door, would I make more money if I did this, this, and this? How much would it cost to do that? That was how my brain was. All I talked and thought about was money. The only people I hung around with talked about money. When I sit down with my friends, they'd be like, how are you making money today? I didn't sit around and talk about anything else. I didn't think about anything else. I've attempted so many things. And the truth is, about half of them made me some money. But when I discovered Cam, I knew I discovered the golden egg. But before that, I tried so many different things. I always had a way to find money.
Well, you weren't afraid to fail, but it sounds like good courage.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit.